Arsenal lost to Villarreal in the second to last friendly, the first of 2 games at Emirates, and the second loss in a row in pre-season. And as much as there was some positive elements from the game, there was a lot of negative elements, and I'm just going to talk about what I thought about the game, how I feel at this point in pre-season so far, given that the Premier League starts in about 10-11 days. So if you're new and you're returning, you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I'm on the road to 1,000 subs. As you can see, very, very close. At the point of recording this, I'm 16 subs away. So if you're watching this, just hit the subscribe button. I'll give you a moment. Smash the like button down below and comment down below. And if you want to become part of the Pauser gang, as we get to 1k subs, I'm going to call you guys a Pauser gang or the Pauser crew. We'll figure it out. Or if you believe you have Pauser, just comment down below that you believe you have Pauser. If you don't know what Pauser is, give it a search and come back to it. But yeah, obviously Arsenal lost 3-2 to Villarreal. Obviously penalties were afterwards, but no one cares about the penalties. But I was encouraged by things in the first half, I would say. In terms of on the ball, I think there was a very, very bright performance from Nwaneri in the 10. I think Norgaard as well. Outside of his goal, I think he's been quality this preseason, and he's shown himself to be very surprising. One of the best, definitely one. I think the mains, one of our summer signings that's definitely settled in the quickest and the easiest. Obviously, it was great off the ball, just snapping at tackles, and snapping at the ball, getting tackles, and obviously keeping the ball as well, and then just keeping it simple, playing it forward, playing side to side, just being available. Ethan in the 10 was very, very exciting, taking on his man, being in the pockets. He's great on the half 10, and obviously, as I said before, he's better than Odegaard in that position, in that role as a 10, because of his intangibles, because of his skills. And I definitely think he's going to give Odegaard a push for his money. I wasn't surprised that we saw that starting lineup, starting midfield three of Norgaard, Merino and Nwaneri. Obviously, I feel like all three of them, Zubimendi, Norgaard have kind of been equal. Obviously, Zubimendi's been quality, but you see Merino, I think he's been better than Rice this preseason so far. Merino's looked very, very good, and this game, obviously, albeit some frustrating parts, I think he was very good. And obviously, Ethan, I think he's been better than Odegaard this preseason. But yeah, Merino as well is quality. Constantly underlapping Martinelli, constantly trying to get balls in, just good ball retention and touch, but obviously nothing real done. Obviously, I feel like it was starting defense. Saliba was always going to be gravy. Ben White has been probably the player of the pre-season. Looked backed himself, looks fit, overlapping him and Saka. The connection they have down that right hand side looks good. He looks really, really fit, great in his tackling as well on the ball. See him playing great passes, and obviously zinging passes as well, switches as well, so that's encouraging. Martinelli this game was a bit better, was still a bit frustrating, but was taking on his man and stuff. But I think the biggest frustration was obviously us not catering to Gyökeres. Obviously he did get the start in this game. It seemed that Mikel wanted to start his start in front of three to get them gelling again, and obviously it was a bit frustrating first 30 minutes. Gyökeres didn't really touch the ball. We wasn't really finding him, crosses going behind him making runs maybe in early transition, and we're not finding him. We definitely have to get used to playing with a focal point, playing with a guy that wants to run in behind. You can tell that this team has not had that, and they're so used to retaining the ball and trying to keep it and play intricately. But sometimes you can just play it in between the lines, turn, slip a through ball in behind, or play it into the channels as he'd like to drift them to the left. So a couple of moments where Miles Lewis Skelly didn't find him, so hopefully that's something that is worked on. It's going to take a bit of time to adapt, and obviously we don't have time. As you know, the season starts very soon, and we've got a tough run in that first 6 games. So we need everyone to hit the ground running, and obviously it's not encouraging seeing obviously the frustrating kind of performance we had against Tottenham, and then obviously back of this game some frustrating elements. On the ball, it was good. I think we played good, especially in that first half. But I think off the ball it was a bit scary. Villarreal are a good team. All Spanish teams know how to play football, know how to play between the lines. But I think it's Pap Gay, Parejo, they were enjoying themselves in that game. That Pap Gay guy especially, and obviously Pepe on the return back to the Emirates, which was weird that Arsenal fans were booing him, and Denis Suarez, Arsenal fans, most confusing fan base in the world. Yeah, that's all I can say in it. But yeah, obviously Pepe got the first goal, didn't celebrate. Yeah, and Arsenal's defending all pre-season hasn't been that good. It's been very worrying standpoint, and that's been something that I've been confident in for the last 2-3 years. That obviously our defensive structure, shape, concentration, goalkeeper, everything has been good, but it's balls into the box seems like as I say, the first goal, no one's claiming it, getting the ball out. Obviously, yes, we're missing Gabriel, and yes, Timber was starting all the last season, but it's pretty much a starting, back four, so that's a bit worrying. But I'm pretty sure that will be something that is worked on as well, because if anything that I know about Mikel Arteta and our principles is that the defensive structure and shape will be good. So hopefully the players knock into shape. Obviously we have a different look in front of us in terms of the midfield, the six, and obviously them covering defensive spaces and having that relationship and understanding where to be. That needs to be worked on. But I think both sixes have settled in nicely on the ball and into the team. But I think we need to get Gyökeres into the game more. I think obviously for the minutes he played, I think he was decent. I think he tried to get his shots off, especially more in the second half. Showed some good elements of good feet. Definitely runs in behind. Obviously was good in his press as well. But we need to find him. We need to cater towards his style of play. Yeah, Saka could have done a bit more, but and Martinelli could have done a bit more, but nothing necessarily frustrating. Lewis Skelly tried in some moments in terms of trying to play out and be a bit more risky, but you could see there was a bit more intent for us to play the ball forward, a bit more intent for us to play the ball centrally. You saw our wingers tucking in terms of Martinelli and Saka, sometimes rotating as well, going inside, and obviously saw a lot of underlaps from players, overlaps from players, and then trying to get the ball into the box early. Second half, obviously, made a lot of changes. Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard came on eventually. Obviously, he had Madueke making his debut, Max Downham, quality Mosquera as well, who I think was very, very impressed with. And but it was a bit pretty much of the same. Obviously, we did score another goal. Max Downham was just, I'll get onto him at the end. But yeah, like Mosquera looked quite good. We saw Gabriel come back, we saw Timber come back, which is very positive that they're getting minutes before that Man United game with another game to play. Obviously, whether they'll start or not, I'm not too sure, but at least in terms of as we go into this hard run, we know we have majority of our best players available and getting back into fitness. Timber, I love Timber. The guy's gravy, same way Ben White is. So I'm happy that at right back we have set positions. And it was interesting that before he brought in Timber, he put Mosquera out there and right back. But yeah, I think but Odegaard looked decent. You can tell he's gonna be pushed this season. He's not like he can't be comfortable. He can't have a dead season like last season, but still a bit frustrating at times. Do you know what I mean? Rice as well, I wouldn't say the most comfortable in that 8 position. I think there was times where Zubimendi gave him the ball, obviously on the back foot, and obviously, do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's been a bit of an average preseason for Declan Rice, but I think he'll definitely get into it. Zubimendi was gravy, so was Mosquera, I feel like, in this game, and then obviously Max Downham. The guy is just too good, man. Like, I definitely will be making a video focusing on him, but he's definitely seemed like he's going to be part of the first team, given the fact that he's played all the games in the pre-season so far. He's got a good huge chunk of minutes in this game as well. Obviously, yes, we know we've got a couple of injuries. Obviously, Trossard was out. We know Havertz, Mikel said that picked up a knock in training a couple of days ago, said that they'll see how they feel for Saturday, but I doubt that they will play, or at least they're not going to play that significant minutes. So maybe Max is going to have a chance to play early in terms of the availability of squad. We definitely still got to move in the window, but I'm just very encouraged by the quality that this 15-year-old show, and the fact that he's tall, he looks built, so physically he doesn't look like in terms of like jewels and stuff, like it'll be anything difficult for him. He's always played above his years. Obviously, yes, in terms of lasting the whole 90 minutes, I doubt he'll be starting games soon, but he's just a breath of fresh air, always willing to take on his man. Has very, very good like small touches, so like the guys might feel that they can tackle him and then he just goes past them. And yeah, man, like he always wants to get a shot off as well. I'm telling you, he's got a very good eye for a pass and just great good dribbling, and it's just exciting to see how much the players are just giving him the ball. But it just felt like a lot like replacement down him with Saka, and you put that second half in, it was like, yeah, just give Saka the ball, and hope and pray. There wasn't much like that dynamism, I would say. Obviously without Havertz, obviously you saw Gyökeres playing, so Marino got up front for the last part of the game. People were saying, why didn't Gyökeres play? But you have to remember, he's only had 1 week of pre-season. He's only had a couple of minutes. Like, you don't want to burn him out, potentially injure him before the season starts. So just be a bit sensible there. And obviously Madueke came on the left, was okay, nothing to write home about. I was very impressed with the reaction the Arsenal fans gave to him after during the game when he came on, the first couple of touches as well. And there was a couple of good crosses that he did when he beat his man and then crossed it from the left hand side, which is a different look. Definitely will need some coaching, definitely will need some familiarity in terms of our system as well, because there was a bit of confusion between him and Zinchenko that came on, so both being left footers, like in terms of the overlap underlap kind of situation, both being same side. So we'll see how that goes over the season, if Madueke is actually going to be used there. If we do get another, I think he would be. Mikel said that he can play both sides, but are we going to get another left winger or an Eze who can also be used there, or does Eze come to be to push that left centre mid position as well? So I would say I'm a bit worried about our defending, especially because I feel like the on the ball stuff, we have a lot of new players, a lot of new moving parts, and probably we'll still have some more moving players, and their style is different, so that's going to take a bit of us getting used to thinking about getting forward early and playing it direct instead of always that kind of controlled element. But the defensive side, the crosses into the ball, the press has not been as sharp in terms of, yes, we haven't played our starting midfield three and stuff, and Rice is a big part of our press from that midfield in terms of his ball winning and stuff, but like, there's a lot of spaces, leaving a lot of 1v1s or 2v1s or sorry 3v2s. Obviously you guys were covering, and then obviously guys getting at the edge of the box. It's been happening a lot in pre-season, so it needs to be worked on, because I definitely know Man United will play in that kind of style, and they will definitely have the kind of players that can hurt us. So that needs to be done. Hopefully against Bilbao, another Spanish team that would be good with on the ball. Obviously, you know, they got the likes of Nico Williams and all this kind of stuff. They're a bit better than Villarreal, in my opinion. Let's see what we can do there. So hit the subscribe button, comment down below what you thought about this game, smash the like button, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.